Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boys, BEAUZ BEAUZ. I'm Bernie.
I'm Johan.
Welcome to the Baddies and Bad Decisions podcast. All right, so we want to talk a little bit about what we did in China during the pandemic. How did we even end up there?
Yeah, honestly, that's a legendary story of its own. So it started when the pandemic just started, and then everybody and their mother lost their jobs. Nobody in music was making any money. There's no live shows. Nobody was releasing music. Everybody's contemplating becoming like a barber or just a TikTok influencer.
Nobody was having a good time.
Yeah, basically nobody was having a good time. And we were doubting ourselves at the same time because pandemic really was indefinite. You really don't know when your job is gonna come back. So we were losing hope for a while, and in the back of my mind, I just knew we had to find a win. We had to find a way out. And I think that prayer is answered. When one of our friends from China was like, hey, do you know that your song is viral on Douyin? And we're like, no, we don't. Link, or it didn't happen. Linked us, and we're like, holy crap, it's our song. Count the hours. We're like, this is a miracle. Usually these things don't really happen to us, you know?
Yeah. We were like waiting for a moment like that our entire career.
Like from our remixes to our originals to everything. We've tried everything, and that's the one time that the viral gods, blessed us with this opportunity. And it went viral in China, so we were like, this is probably the only chance we can prove to ourselves that this can work. Music can still be our career, can still make a living for us. So I was like, Bernie, hey, we barely have any friends, no family there. Are you with me? And Bernie was like, yes. And I have to thank Bernie for giving me the faith, giving me the pledge to really support me and my decisions. He said, Johan, if you arrange 4 to 5 shows, I will go with you. No matter what happens, I'll go with you.
So what happened was it blew up on Douyin, and then it blew up on the main platform that we're active on, which is NetEase Music in China. And at that point, when you have over 999 comments on a song, it's considered viral. I believe the song has a total of like
25,000.
25,000 or 50,000 or something like that.
That was 3 years ago.
And we could see the stats. The funny thing about NetEase Music is that only the artist can see how many streams it's getting. And then I remember at that point, it was like doing 1 million streams a day.
That's something unheard of for us. 1 million streams a day really is something, And then so we just had this faith that things are just gonna work out. We booked 4 or 5 shows, and then we just booked a one-way ticket. We didn't even know if we could get into the country yet, but we just got there by faith.
I expected us to stay there for about 2 months max. I was like, okay, let's just go for 2 months and see what's up.
Yeah. But prior to this, I had some experiences venturing into the Chinese market. So I already know there's a vastly untapped fandom, right? Like literally people love our music there, and we resonate with the culture, with the language, with musically. We know them. It's like, it's meant to be, So I tried really hard to make sure everything could fall into place. And we gotta give shout out to the day ones, to the people in our team who helped us make it happen. So we ended up with 16 different shows within the span of 3 months.
Got to know a bunch of people that we never knew we would ever get to know.
Yeah.
We played everything from first tier cities to third tier cities. And it was just really mind opening because the difference between the first tier and the third tier cities are drastic.
And that leads to another point, another story is how we met our management, because that's within the whole story of what we did in China, right?
Yeah.
So the next chapter is we met our management after the 3 months of tour in one of the most consequential event of our lives, a show at OT Beijing. Shout out OT Beijing.
Shout out OT Beijing.
Yeah, we were there. And I just remember being at the lobby, and we saw a group of people just at the lobby drinking coffee.
The lobby of the hotel.
The lobby of our hotel where all the artists stayed at. The event that night was an indoor festival, so all the greatest Chinese artists, people who are in the region, are gathered in Beijing that night. At the lobby of the hotel, and our videographer was like, yo bro, look at that guy. I was like, which guy? He's like, that guy is Jim. Jim, he's the legendary Jim Wong from Live Nation Electronic Asia. I was like, oh my goodness, I've heard of his name. This guy sounds so familiar. I was like, hey, it just feels like I should go say hi. So we just be like, hey, yo, what's up, Jim? It's your boy Johan. It's my brother Bernie. We're BEAUZ. You probably haven't heard of us or seen us anywhere because we just got to the country. But what's up? Let's kick it. Come check our shows. And we kind of hollered, mingled, and then we got each other's WeChat. And I sent my music over. I was like, hey, yo, maybe we can do something. And at the time, I think they were also looking for artists that fits our profile, like musically, stylistically. So after a couple meetings, I feel like both of us felt like it's the right match. We were just meant to be. Shout out Live Nation.
So we got signed to them, and then they immediately sent us to this idol competition called Youth with You.
Yeah, this is where the fun part starts.
This is where the fun part starts. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is, I would say, the defining 3 months of our China stay.
Yeah, so our management asked us if we were willing to do whatever it takes to get our music to the general public and do something for the culture of EDM. And we were like, say less, let's do it.
Yeah, because as maybe not a lot of you know, but EDM is not mainstream in China. It's actually relatively underground. And a lot of people don't know what electronic dance music stands for or what it is, or they just imagine DJs to be dudes spinning at a pub nightly.
In fact, EDM is basically clubbing music. It's a very specific kind of genre that they enjoy in a very specific circumstance. So in order for us to break that, make EDM pop, let everybody listen to it, we have to do what the culture is doing, like popularly, right? So what they really like to watch are reality TV shows. More specifically, idol competition reality TV shows.
They call it variety show.
Yeah. Because there are a variety of things that happen in there.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, they asked us if we were willing to do whatever it takes, and we were like, yeah, say less, let's do it. They sent us to this show called Youth with You 3. This show is basically an idol competition show that, trains the people who joins it. It's basically a Hunger Games for all the idols. You test your, dancing ability, singing ability, and your funniness, I guess.
Yeah. How cute you are, how popular you are, how good you are at dancing. Basically, people get eliminated each round.
Yeah. All the metrics to determine if you're ready to be the next star.
There were 110 participants and basically 120 participants in the show, and people get eliminated each round. The entire show spans 4 months. If you make it to the final round, you're gonna be in the show for about 4 to 5 months. So at the end, the top 9 people get to form a boy band. And that is the dream for the majority of the participants on that show.
Yeah, you guys know how we started. We're DJs, we went to college, we didn't have any dance background. We sing, but not like idol singing and dancing at the same time, right? So all of this, brand new to us. Had no idea what's going on.
But we were ready.
We were ready.
Yeah,
there
we
was
were
like
ready.
2 months training period. Didn't know anything. Literally just memorized the whole dance. Made brand new originals. So we were stuck in the hotel for 1 month before the show started filming, right? We had nothing to do. We were warned that we cannot go outside of the room or else we would be punished, right? Being good and law-abiding citizens as we are, we didn't go out of the room at all. So all we did was make music in the studio, which is the hotel room, a double that we share.
Yeah. It was one of those 2-star hotels.
Yeah.
I think calling it a hotel is actually generous.
Yeah. Yes, nothing against it. We love austere conditions, but it's just pretty tough.
Yeah. I remember New Year's Eve clearly. It was 2020 New Year's Eve. It was sad, man. Like, we finished the whole day of training, and then we just got back to the hotel room. We're like, damn, tonight's New Year's Eve. I wonder what everybody's doing. Everything's quiet, and then we're just like, maybe we should order some Korean fried chicken. We've been eating the same damn food for every day for like the past 3 weeks.
I know.
Yeah. And then
I remember honey mustard sauce.
Yeah, and I remember that Korean fried chicken tasted so good to us because we have literally been eating egg whites and cucumbers with sesame sauce every day.
Yeah, and then like they have Chinese bento boxes, but we can't eat the rice. Everybody's so skinny and beautiful in there. We can't eat those carbs. So we just eat the veggies. It's just been tough. Yeah, so, and our management actually visited us just so that we don't feel so lonely during one of the holidays. I believe it's Christmas. Brought us a whole Peking duck to go, right? Just brought a Peking duck to us in the hotel room, and me and him split the duck, just eat it. and then remind ourselves why we do this. We do this for the love of music.
When you're in that condition, when you're in that kind of
For the love of
situation,
music.
when you're in that kind of crazy environment, crazy, difficult environment, the smallest things make you happy. So I kind of miss that feeling, you know? Like, it doesn't take much to make us happy.
Absolutely. You know, pain and discomfort serves as a reminder of how good things can be, right? When you don't have discomfort, all you want to do is getting more and more comfortable, better and better things, more and more beautiful things. But if you have pain, you've been tired before, you've been hurt before, you can enjoy the little things better. You're like, oh goodness, thank God I'm still breathing. That's one of the best joys in life. You know, you're waking up, you're still able to breathe. Yeah, anyways, those are conditions that really reminded us how to appreciate stuff. And then the show officially started.
Yep.
That's when the nightmare starts.
That's when the nightmare started.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, the whole time we were in the hotel prepping for the show, we actually had our phone, we had our computer, we had our free time, we had each other. So compared to the real thing, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. You know, basic amenities were provided before the show. After the show, no internet, no phones, no computer. You're just in 24/7 military-esque training, and you're always being filmed. You're always on camera. Camera's always pointing at you. So be careful what you say. No, just kidding. No, you just gotta be entertaining at all times, which is tiring.
Before we dive deeper, I want to put out a disclaimer that this show overall was a positive experience, okay? We learned a lot. We learned a lot from this show, and it really helped us define what we are and helped us gain a lot of knowledge about the local culture, the local traditions in China.
And also the aesthetics, the taste, most importantly, the taste of everything, like their humor, like their arts, the way they appreciate beauty.
What plucks their strings?
What plucks their strings?
What plucks their strings?
When we first got in, we didn't know any jokes that they're cracking because the laughing points were different. We just have to get accustomed to what they find funny, why certain things are working certain ways, why people say certain things, because it's very common to have memes and that are only viral in their region, and we would have to be cultured. We have to be taught to know what exactly they mean. So it really is a good experience, although sometimes it's tough as hell.
Yeah, so let's start from the beginning, okay? They first put us into a dorm room, 4 guys, 1 room.
Yeah.
1 bathroom, bunk beds.
Yep.
Take away our phones.
Yep.
No communication with the outside world. Every morning we gotta wake up around like 7 or 8 a.m., go to the makeup room, find your favorite makeup artist, and then hopefully that makeup artist is not already taken by another dude. Get your makeup done, and then you immediately go back to bed.
Yeah, you can sneak a nap if you want to.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you when they're gonna start filming. But 120 contestants is just too hard to manage. So things get delayed all the time.
Usually, the scheduled filming time is 4 p.m., but then it will start at like 7.
Yeah.
And guess what? That means the end also gets delayed.
Yeah. So sometimes you will just wait indefinitely in front of the camera. Waiting endlessly, everybody's just playing different kind of games. Games that require no phone, no internet, no electricity. So it would start from rock, paper, scissors, right? And then there's
Flip the bottle.
Yeah, we flip the bottle, make a stand, right? And then we toss like bean sacks. And then, see who can toss the farthest.
And start comparing who can do the most push-ups.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna tell the story. So we were doing push-ups at one time right before filming, and I was so tired. I was experiencing fatigue in front of the camera, right? So I was delirious, and some guy was like, "Johan, you do a lot of push-ups, right?" I was like,
Hell yeah, look at my chest.
"Yeah, I do push-ups." Did some push-ups. He's like, "That's cool. Can you do a push-up, jump up, and clap?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." Perfect, right? And then he was like, "Okay, Johan, here comes the question. Can you do a push-up, push yourself up, clap in the back, and come back?" And I was like, never done it before. Maybe I should try it. I was delirious. That's what fatigue gets you. You don't think clearly. You just wait in front of the camera for so long. You don't know what you're doing anymore. I was like, I'm gonna do a push-up and clap behind my back. Pushed up. Everything was in slow motion. Clap behind my back. And then my face just fell on the floor. Boom! At that moment, nobody knew what happened, right? Everybody was like, ooh. I got up, my face was numb. I was like, what happened? And they're like, whoo, oh, wait, Johan, what the heck? I was like, what's going on? I ran out, there's no mirror. I have to look from a reflection of the window. It was gushing up blood from the chin. And I see the chin just flip in, the meat just flipping outside. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh man, this is crazy. And everybody's like, yo, you all right, bro? I was like, I don't think I'm all right, man. Get me to a hospital. They got me into a hospital. I was almost crying. I called my manager, Mickey, God bless her soul. Manager, I was like, Mickey, I'm hurt. She was like, what happened? I was like, I tried to do a push-up and I hurt myself. She laughed.
As she should.
She laughed. I ended up getting 12 stitches. 12 stitches on my chin, all right?
Johan and I have always been about the healthy lifestyle. But while we were in that show, everybody was starving themselves. You know, snacking, maybe not eating the real food, but instead snacking. So we fell into that trap. Eventually, because like on camera, they say camera at 10 pounds, right?
Yeah.
We fell into that trap. We started starving ourselves.
Yeah.
We started drinking a crap ton of caffeine. That's exactly when I started developing the habit of drinking coffee.
Chug a bunch of coffee, just stay awake. And one thing that they taught us is coffee actually is a diuretic. Coffee is a diuretic, so it actually gets the water outside your body, right? So if you kind of feel bloated or you're swollen, coffee actually helps with that. But we were abusing that coffee button. We're just like smashing that coffee button and then we're just drinking it and then we were cracked out.
I also got hurt on the show. There was a freaking dent on the stage. I literally did not see the dent. It fell. I literally fell. And I think I got a cut on my knee and then they're like, oh my God, that's metal. You gotta then they just took us, you gotta get that fixed up.
Disinfect.
You gotta disinfect it. So they took me to the hospital and I had to miss practice and I was not happy about that.
Yeah, missing practice was not cool. Yeah, any moment to shine, any moment to get on camera is the best moment because you're fighting with 120 people for a finite amount of time and exposure. So
anyways, what I want to emphasize the most about that show is that it really opened up our eyes to what we have never imagined a TV show competition to be like. It gave us a sneak peek into the idol life, Most of these guys who go on the show are idol trainees since a young age. They will be like exposed to that kind of environment ever since they're 12 years old. Maybe they get signed a contract when they're 14 years old, and then when they're 18, they officially get sent to that competition. So basically, most of these guys have been preparing all their lives to get a shot at forming a boy band through a show like this.
Yeah, and also test whether or not we really, really love this DJ stuff because it is like a more enticing, it was definitely just giving us a lot of temptations, showing us the glamorous parts of being an idol, all the attention, all the fans. But is that really what we're looking for? And is that what we can die for, make all the toughest decisions for? The answer is no. After the experience, we learn what idols need to do. We learn the ins and outs of it, but we also learn within ourselves that we want to be music producers to make the best record possible. And the clouds, the dancing, the everything, it comes when the music comes.
Yeah, I think that show really taught me to learn about myself, what I like and what I don't like, what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And I will forever appreciate the times I spent in that show because right after I came out of that show, I had the best time of my life. It was like, seriously, such a breath of fresh air when you literally feel like you have been imprisoned for 3 months and then you regain your freedom. That was just mind-boggling.
Yeah, when you're being put into a variety show like that for 3 months, you're put into an artificial reality, right? It's a reality that's not really attached to the reality that's happening outside in the bigger world. So when self-doubt happens in that kind of moment, it can be very entrapping. 3 months of self-doubt could end someone's life. So after that, you are able to confirm your beliefs in your heart and really just get out of that self-doubt mentality. And I think that's very valuable.
Yeah, during my time in the show, I really had a lot of doubts about my self-worth because I couldn't really do what I enjoyed the most. First, making music. Second, working out. I literally had to put those two biggest passions of my life aside in order to participate in an environment like that. Basically, Hunger Games.
Yeah. Shout out to Hunger Games.
Literally Hunger Games because we were starving ourselves.
We were so hungry.
Anyways, yeah. You have anything to add to the show?
To the show? Yeah, I mean, most importantly, thanks to the people at the show, all the friends who supported us, gave us snacks when we were hungry, you know, and then we traded a lot of resources in there.
I remember, yeah, because we went in bringing a bunch of protein bars.
Yeah.
And they were in love with that.
Yeah, because protein bar wasn't something that's very popularized in China.
Yeah.
Protein bar basically can use a lot of sugar alcohol to make things sweet, but you don't have the burden of eating carbs, right?
Yeah, or calories.
Yeah. So that's how we advertise it. We're like, we have the most valuable currency within this little district right here. It's a sweets that won't make you fat. Everybody went crazy for it.
It's a guilty pleasure that isn't guilty.
Yeah. I think that's the whole shebang of the story.
And after the show, we got collabs with our homegirl 9-1. We also got a collab with our homeboy
DXX 段星星
and Tony
Yu Jingtian. Yeah, shout out to those people. You know, we formed our friendship in the show with the boys, and respectively they did very well. They made it to top 1.
Both Tony and 段星星 did really well in the show because they were like good looking, tall, know how to dance, know how to sing. That's pretty much all you need to do well on that show, and they both got it.
They killed it.
Yeah. So we have collabs with them. We produced for our homie 段星星. We have a song with our guy Tony.
Yeah, and then also 9-1 after the show. You know, 9-1 was from the previous installation of Youth With You, and she was the top 10. She was number 10. So she was actually a very, very well-to-do solo artist after that. We got the luck to work with her, and we had a couple bangers coming out, right? We still have a couple bangers in the bank. Don't know when that's gonna be out, but it's gonna be soon. I know it. I can feel it.